Hi, welcome to Module 2. In this module, we're going to be looking at the transmission of the folktale and the problems of scholarship. You're going to begin to understand the difficulty of studying the folktale and becoming acquainted once again with even more scholarly essays on the topic. And these are reasonably dense, so start on them right away. You're also going to be asked to think critically about not only what is the folktale, which we will explore more in Module 3, but the idea of transmission of the folktale. Okay, you'll be asking yourself, how is the tale transmitted from one oral situation, from one village situation, say, to another village, okay, and the situation there, and how does it embody aspects that are relevant to each villager and each village at any particular moment in time? But also, how does that tale maintain its stability, and in what ways is it changeable? So these are things we'll come back to all the way through the course, and that is the stability and the mutability of a folktale, or indeed a fairy tale. When we get really fully to fairy tales, the same questions will apply. And how does this instability, this built-in instability, how does it affect the study of the folktale? Right? How does a scholar tease out the origins of any given tale, the authorial intervention or interference, and when is that interference relevant? When does it? Let me rephrase it. Not so much as relevant, but how does a scholar who's looking at something that's been written down, how does that scholar know that that version is the original version that came from an oral tale? Was it told to him by a storyteller, and has it been passed down in its entirety in its stable form? We will be looking at two particular essays, one called Oral Tradition and the Chronology of the Fairy Tale, and that's looking at the African folktale, folktale, not fairy tale, looking at the African folktale. And then we'll be looking at Utley's folk literature, an operational definition. And once again, they're both sort of grappling with the idea of what it means to study the tale, the folk tale. And then you're going to be asked to pick 3 tales from a wonderful compendium of African folk tales. And African folk tales have their own particular, as does each genre of folk tale, to be honest. If it was Indian folk tales or South American folk tales, it would be the same thing. That are very specific to their own culture. And so because Utley and Heneage talk specifically about the King's Tales, I'm going to ask you to pick 3 King's Tales from this wonderful anthology to examine. And I think that's really the crux of Module 2. You will begin to realize that there's quite a lot of reading in this course, so you must start your reading as soon as you possibly can so that you get through it all and you can maintain a good discussion. And that's it. Okay, see you in Module 3.